Hey folks, welcome back to a Halloween edition of What's the Tea? This is the second episode of this little episode series that I kind of started because I just wanted an excuse to talk about the things that I'm interested in. First on the list is Black Ops 6. Since this is hot off the presses and coming out, everyone's now been playing multiplayer a ton. I have not been playing as much. I am a campaign guy, but I have played a lot more of it than any other Call of Duty in recent history. So that tells you how much better that is, but all on its own. But I really enjoyed Black Ops 6. It had a great campaign that was longer than I expected, and it was more personal than I expected. A lot of the missions weren't just bombastic set pieces. A lot of them were, smaller set pieces with more intricate levels, like a level where you are sneaking through, taking pictures of things, and even seeing Bill Clinton up on stage giving a speech while you're down here doing your thing as a spy. And that mission was definitely a highlight for me. All of the like spy stuff in this, because we have brought forward Adler from Cold War, was just fantastic. I love seeing him again. He was definitely the best part of Cold War. I didn't like any part of Cold War except for the campaign, and he was a big part of why it was good. So I'm glad that he is a big part of this one too. Overall, I recommend anyone play Black Ops 6. It's super accessible since it's on Game Pass, and it sold gangbusters. It put them at 500 million Call of Duty sales. So I'm sure most people have it by now. Now, the second thing we're going to talk about was the Monster Hunter beta. Now, this beta was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. It was a kind of a vertical slice of the first area with I think there was 4 monsters total. Don't quote me on that. I didn't fight the big lightning dragon that everyone was going against because my PS5 version had a lot of glitches due to my TV being 120 hertz. It was flickery and just wasn't working right. So hopefully they get that fixed here soon. I do plan on playing the beta through again when it hits PC just to test out, what I'm going to get it on, because it's still kind of up in the air. Since it's crossplay, it's not really a big thing to get everyone on the same platform, so that is fantastic. I am so happy that they have made it crossplay. Monster Hunter being crossplay is probably one of the best things to happen to Monster Hunter. And now, since it's Halloween, let's talk about some spooky games. Right? Let's learn English and talk about some horror games, shall we? Alan Wake 2 is the first thing I would recommend playing that has recently come out. My goodness, this game is the gift that keeps on giving. Great DLC that's come out, I've heard. I haven't got to it myself yet, but I am waiting for the perfect time where I can just play through all of it because I so enjoyed Alan Wake 2. Oh, it was so good. And is one of the best games to come out recently, to be honest, especially from a visual standpoint. That was beautiful. And them horror vibes, oof, immaculate. The tone in this game is so foreboding and mysterious and just very, bleak. And it makes for a really good horror experience. Second one is a classic most people have played, but go back and play it because it's still great. Dying Light. Dying Light is one of the best and longest supported games ever, in my opinion. I know that's a controversial opinion, but I really mean this. I played it on PS4. I played it on the PS5, PS4 emulation. And then I played it on PC again. And you know what? That game, ooh, it is so good. And it ages phenomenally. Yeah, the models don't look so great, but the lighting, how alive everything kind of feels, and it does look really good for its time. That game came out on PS3. That ran on there. It's on Switch, a miracle port. Everybody has access to this. Go out and play it. And its DLC is even more horror based, and as it kind of loses some of its free running goodness in it, it's still quite good, especially for the story. The third I will shout out is The Evil Within. The Evil Within is a very conflicted series, especially in the first game where it tonally shifts from an action game to a horror game to like a turret section and then a survival game, and then a stealth game. Didn't really know what it wanted to be. And it was very psychological too. But to me, that's kind of its charm. It was a jack of all trades, but overall it had this awesome art direction. And Shinji Mikami never misses with creatures and designs, and just the general mood of the game is immaculate. That game is great. Now, as a game, it's probably like a 7 or so, but it's just my thing. However, number 2, The Evil Within 2, that is a good time. That I've replayed a lot. And if you haven't played The Evil Within 2 and you're a horror fan, what are you waiting for, man? Why are you waiting? Why are you listening to me? Go play it. It's great. There are some cool ass enemies in there. And on top of that, I could sing praises about Evil Within 2 all day long, especially even just the visuals on the enemies and how they look so gooey and gross. But enough of that. The last one on the list is a game that I have played hundreds of hours of. It's one of my favorite to play, as well as a buddy of mine. We played it till 4 in the morning, or even from 4 in the morning when he would get off work. On it all the time. That is The Forest. And I know, Sons of the Forest came out not too long ago and is the superior game. I don't care. The Forest is the perfect survival game. Quote me. It has every element you need. It is just the right size, game-wise. There's a lot to do. Got tons of replayability, a lot to discover. And being able to do that with your buddies and do the way the cave dwelling is, right? Diving into caves with your goggles and your snorkels. You go in there with your pickaxes and whatever spear you can find, wearing the flesh of your enemies, hoping that you might survive an attack from a six-legged creature. It is fantastic. If you haven't played The Forest, go do it. Now, 3 quick little things I wanted to talk about before this video runs too long. Zoocosis. I know there's very mixed reactions to this game, but that's fine. I don't think this was a game that was entirely meant for everybody. I do think that marketing for this game was a little deceiving, though. It is a little more of a sim than a horror game, and that's fine. Go for it. But I was a little let down by the lack of horror and the lack of actual tension. Everything else is there. The design elements, the kind of sense of wonder can be there, the sense of mystery, how damn weird everything is, down to the dialogue of the bad guy and how almost cartoonishly evil he is, and seems. It's quite entertaining. And if anything, get it for that. You'll be entertained, and this would actually make a good horror game to go for as well this spooky season. Now that I think of it, go for it.
I thought I heard it exploded.
By order of the mayor, the entire contents of this bunker now belongs to me! Get away from it, thief!